You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Luck After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Luck After Show.
Oh yeah, and with your favorite host dancing it up. This is how we do. And this is why you have to watch us on YouTube, because you can watch our incredible dance moves. Especially Kristen over there and Ronnie in the booth, who I'm sure is dancing nonstop. But Bing is for doing, and we're doing another AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for Luck, Episode 7, still nameless. Whatever, Luck. It's cool. We're over it. We're over it. It's okay.
They're too cool for names. Too cool for names.
But speaking of names, I am Dave Klein. Joining me as always, the lovely Kristen Snyder.
Hello.
And sexy voice. Sexy, and she knows it.
That's my sexy voice.
And sexy in the booth over there, Ronnie Jr. with an announcement for us.
Announcement, yes.
Or something to say.
I just wanted to talk
something
with,
to say.
I just want to talk with you guys real quick.
Ronnie, please do.
I mean, I know
me.
you care so
Talk
much.
To me.
It's only to compliment you guys, really. So I know now you're listening, and to compliment our iTunes people, right?
That's
so
the
here's
only
the
time
deal.
I listen.
Yeah, here's the deal. So for the people that are on iTunes and YouTube, and they're like, "Oh wow, I like Luck," and I'm like, "Man, look at these."
I'm
hosts.
on iTunes. I'm on YouTube. I like Luck.
Right? You're one of these
too.
people. You're like, I like Luck. I'm obsessed with the show, and wow, these hosts are really good. David Klein, and of course, beautiful Kristen, the whole deal. Right? Right. You
Am
following
I not
me?
beautiful? Okay,
you are
whatever.
very beautiful, Davey Dave. So listen, the thing is, our hosts here, they work really hard, and they do a lot of volunteer time to be here. So the point is, if you're on iTunes, do us one little solid. This is all we ask. Hit us up and make sure you write a comment about Kristen, about Dave, about Dustin Hoffman, about Luck, and also rate us. That's all we ask.
But specifically, write about horse porn. That's what we really want to hear.
Horse porn is something to be written about, especially on the internet. So
we have an outlet now for you guys.
Yeah, just come on iTunes, comment about horse porn. We're cool with it. And there's a lot of that in this episode anyways.
Yes, there was. And you know what? It really picked up the pace this episode.
Yeah, a lot faster, a lot going on. We got some blood this time.
Oh, thank God there was blood. There were horses getting hurt. I was so happy.
Kristen was really weirdly happy about it.
And somebody probably died.
Possibly, potentially. So who should we start with this episode? Do you want to start with... Okay, I want to point out, I'm going to say that this episode was a fake episode to me because it did not start with Chester, and it didn't end with Chester. It didn't do either this episode. We got none of them. So what's going on with that? I don't know.
You know what? It was a nice change of pace, but who exactly did we started with? Rosie and Leon. Bed.
In bed. Not horse porn, but that's okay. So yeah, they're in bed.
There's going to be a lot more horse porn, though, as we saw a camera being installed.
Yes. Oh,
right?
that was weird. But I guess let's get to that later, and let's talk about the jockeys for now.
Okay.
So we've got, starting off, as you said, Rosie and Leon. We start with them, and Rosie's not happy because she's not sure if she's going to be riding on Gettin Up Morning, even though she ended the morning riding on Gettin Up Morning.
I'll give you a clap. I know Ronnie's not in the booth right now, so I'll give you a clap. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think she might be cutting town after her job being up. And I really feel like Walter's making a huge mistake.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. Walter's making a huge mistake. We got...
I mean, we see Ronnie go to AA, and then I knew it was an act. I knew he was just pretending because that's the kind of thing that would impress Walter.
Yeah, I mean, Kristen knows. She turned to me right after Ronnie goes up to Walter and is like, look, I'm in AA. I'm doing my rehab thing. It's all going to be good. I'm going to be down 3 pounds. And Kristen turns to me and goes, it's an act. This is an act, Dave. Just like that. She was
Yeah.
really upset about it.
I was upset because, you know, Walter's a nice guy and he's buying into it. So that's really annoying. And as we can see, he's crushing up pills in the end.
Another thing that I wanted to point out that I noticed is, meanwhile, while Ronnie is saying this to Walter, he's drinking a regular Coke. Whatever, Ronnie.
Yeah,
You're
need
going to drink all
diet.
that sugar? Whatever. What's up with that?
You know something that was really funny is Jerry. Everyone's drinking sodas this episode. Like, Jerry offered a soda to Naomi. He's like, you want to get a soda with me? And then Walter said the same thing to Ronnie. He's like, you want to get a soda? Come on in. So what does that mean exactly, getting a soda?
I think they're just trying to be old-timey. Oh, maybe Walter wants to get a soda with Ronnie, and that's really what's going on there.
That might be what's going on, because I prefer the Irish good-looking lady always over the drug addict crushing up pills and snorting them. He just looked crazy in the end. What did you think?
I'm glad we can agree on that we both prefer the Irish good-looking lady. I'm glad we agree on that. Yeah, no, it was funny because after he snorts the pills, he just, like, gives this look of a really weird look. So, I don't know what was going on with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm worried that he's gonna hurt the horse, actually. I mean, I don't really care what happens to him. I hope that he dies somehow. But I just hope that Rosie doesn't cut town before
I'm glad you hope he dies. No,
Okay.
I do too. I do too.
No, Ronnie, if he gets back on that horse, he's gonna hurt the horse. And then Walter's gonna be, like, on his deathbed and, like, committing suicide.
Right.
I mean, Walter's whole life is that horse. And I feel like Rosie's gonna cut town because she doesn't have a job now. So why would she stay?
It's funny how weird Walter is so weird about this horse. And just the fact that Rosie once made a mistake and whipped the horse. That's it. It's over. It's done with. Doesn't matter that Ronnie has proven he doesn't have a good track record. He fell off the horse the first time. That doesn't matter because Rosie hurt the horse
I really
once.
don't get it. Why does Walter not like Rosie?
Because he has a boner for horses. That's why. I'm going to say it. That is why.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a girl slapping your girlfriend, you know? Like, Walter's girlfriend is the horse. So, like, if another girl would come and, like, slap your girlfriend, you would probably not want them around anymore, right?
Okay, I'll give you that's true. I'll give you that. That's a good point. And there's this whole thing also going on. And I guess, you know what? Let's jump on the whole horse porn point actually right now too, with Ronnie at the end after he crushes up the pills and gives this weird look of he starts staring on his laptop at the horse. This horse cam.
Wait, who does?
Was it Ronnie or was it?
No, Ronnie doesn't have the horse cam.
Okay.
It's Ace.
Oh, it was Ace.
Yeah, because we see in the beginning the security camera was being installed.
Okay.
And Ace is just worried about his horse. So he thinks that, you know, Toro's treating it wrong. So he wanted to actually be able to see his horse at all times.
Then I was just wrong then. Thank you for clearing that up for me. But I guess, jumping back to the jockeys then, we have Joey playing a little bit of a big part here where Rosie goes up to him and says, hey, if you help me get on Gettin Up Morning, I will let you represent me and be my agent, essentially.
Right. So that's money for him. But at the same time, it kind of puts him against Ronnie again.
Which is good for him, too. It's a double up for him. He was much more cool and collected this episode. I think more so than we've ever really seen from him.
You mean Ronnie? Or Joey?
Joey. I mean, Joey.
Yeah.
He was much more cool and collected. Although I noticed something...
Well, that's because he almost killed himself last episode.
Right.
So things are looking up.
But you really see it, though. And
After you beat death, things seem to look a little bit better.
the thing that I kind of noticed with him, though, is that he has his stutter back, but unless when he's with Leon, he talked normally. But when he's with Rosie, it was sort of there. But when he was talking to Turo, he had his stutter back again. So it's kind of in and out, and it really seems to depend on who he's talking to for if he has that stutter or not.
That makes sense.
Because with Leon, he's like putting on this act, I guess, or this face of like the cool and collected guy. But whenever he seems nervous and not to know totally what's going on, he gets that stutter right back.
Right. No, I agree. So who do you want to move to?
let's move to the gamblers because there's a lot of fun stuff specifically with Jerry. Actually, well, the gamblers had a whole big part, but
they did.
I just like Jerry's a lot.
All right. Well, so I thought that Jerry was, going back to tables to spend a lot of money, and of course Lester's there to welcome him back with open arms.
Oh, such open arms. Like, welcome back, Jerry. Open arms.
Ready to spend some money. That's all he knows. So we see the dealer coming in, and she says that, you know what, I'm allowed to play sometimes. And I was thinking that Jerry was actually going to help her, and it seemed to me like he did because she wasn't very good. It was a poker tournament, so that's what made it better.
Yeah, so it didn't seem as big of a deal because this time it was a tournament, and you have a set amount of money you're betting, so it's not like you can just lose out. So that's more of a smart way to be a gambler is you can't lose it all. You're already just betting a set amount.
If you have an addiction, draw the line.
Yeah, and that's a good line to draw there. You can still have fun and play the game, but not lose all your money in a Chinese restaurant. So
he needs to stay away from that Chinese
bad
food.
place to be.
Stay away from the Chinese restaurant.
But I don't know if he was so much of helping her as it was just I felt like a lot of his glances towards her were just like he cared about her and he was hoping she would do well.
But she did win at one time.
Right. And I think you had a good point because we talked about it a bit when it happened where she had 2 kings and they show her hand and she automatically had 3 kings, which is a great hand to have. And meanwhile, Jerry has 2 queens off the bat, off of his hand, and which is also a good hand to have. It's not as bad. And she bets a lot of money. And I thought that the reason he decided not to play the hand was because he just thought it wasn't as good as what she might have. But I liked your point, if you want to throw that out.
Just that, he had 2 queens, and it's not like he would have known that she had kings. So I think no matter what he had, he would have thrown him down to let her win.
Right, and at the end, when I thought about it more too, he was the last gambler to have a chance to bet before it was her, and everyone else was out. So he still could have played that hand, and he chose not to. So I think you're right, and he was trying to help her out and be nice.
I think this is the first time Jerry has actually felt bad about gambling.
Yeah, you see him at the end when she loses. He looks like he feels like crap about it.
And he was kind of talking to Naomi when they were done outside, saying, sometimes you're at the table and you ask yourself, why are you at the table? And she's like, well, what do you do? What do you answer yourself? And he's like, I tell myself to shut the F up and deal.
Yeah.
So a little play on words there, but I thought it was funny. And I don't know. I was looking forward to him teaching her how to play poker.
You know what? I like that game of poker they were playing. I want to learn the rules to that game.
I think he was teaching her how to drive more so than a game of poker.
I'm going to take it as that was the best game of poker I've ever seen. I want to learn how to play poker the way they were playing. And whatever that turning signal move was, I want to learn that too.
Do you think he had to throw down some money in that little poker game?
I hope not.
So you know what I actually noticed? I'm going to bring it up now since we're talking about a woman relationship. When we started this show, it was like 12-to-1 ratio, mostly guys.
Yeah.
Slowly, little by little, women started coming
You're
in.
right. There were a lot of relationships going on in this episode. You had Naomi and Jerry. You had Claire and Chester.
Right.
You had Turo and Dr. Joanna. And there was also another big one.
Rosie and Walter.
Yeah, Rosie and Walter.
Like Rosie and Walter, and
But then also Rosie and Leon, you get a little bit more
Rosie and
intimate
Leon.
with them, where Leon actually does try to help her and feel bad for her.
I really feel like the only joy in this show is the women coming into these men's lives. I mean, Claire's clearly making Ace a better guy.
Who needs him? Whatever.
No. Claire's making Ace a better man, as he talks about, he asked her, do the horses ever just ride off into the sunset? I felt like he wanted to do that, ride off into the sunset. And I don't feel like he did want to do that until Claire came into his life. So Chester's being a better man because of Claire. And then Rosie was making Walter a better man until he turned his back on her. But, I mean, she's still good for Leon because Leon was, passing out and really frustrated with his weight.
Although we see that playing again this episode where
he's
like cutting it tight there.
But at the same time, he's not passing out in any spas or shower rooms or saunas. So I feel like Rosie has been there for him. And I feel like now there's a possibility that she's going to leave is gonna break him down again because she's like his support system. And then Toro with Dr. Joanne, I mean, we see that whole pregnancy thing kind of unravel, but I feel like we saw a different side of Toro. Yeah. This entire episode was different because of her.
Well, at the very beginning, he was acting like his typical hard-ass dick face self, where he was just not cool. He was being an ass to the kid.
Yeah.
In front of the kid, he was being a jerk. But yeah, as the episode goes on, he finally like just offers the kid to take the kid home.
And he becomes very fatherly and tells him where he can find him. So it's just like, I feel like the women in this show really like improved the men's lives. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, I don't know, whatever.
I don't know. A woman's love, a woman's touch. I mean, it seems to make all the guys better. And a horse's touch.
But we definitely, and definitely the horse's touch. But we definitely did see Turo there lighten up, and we see a soft side. And when Dr. Joanna finally tells him that she's pregnant, he looked happy. He actually seemed happy about it.
I mean, I thought, you know, she has such a big heart, and for her to, like, pay to babysit this kid for the day and then ask Leon to give his goggles to the kid to, like, make the kid's dreams come true, and she paid for this.
Yeah.
She paid to make this kid's dreams come true, and then Toro actually, like, was totally against it, and then he, like, offers to be the father figure, takes him to meet his uncle, and uncle doesn't show up, takes him home. Like, he didn't have to do that.
Right.
So I think that was a little fatherly instinct coming in saying, you know what? I kind of want a son.
Or, I mean, I guess you're left with a kid. You kind of do have to do that. What type of person are you when you have a kid?
You're
just
Toro.
Like, you just leave them.
He's a
like,
huge, like,
just
Toro. That I would say him of all people would not
yeah.
offer to take a kid home and stuff. I don't know what hit him. Maybe something from his childhood. I feel like maybe he saw himself as that kid.
Now, I think that too. I think I totally agree with you. And I kind of saw that when he was taking the kid home, especially. I think that hit home for him, and that might have reminded him of he probably had a horrible childhood. And so that kid probably really reminded him of himself.
Yes.
And we see this picture alluded to where they kind of do the shot of this random picture of the horse.
Random.
And we have no idea who this is. It's just a picture of a kid with a horse. So I'm
guessing it was Toro.
Right, I'm going to assume it was Toro with the horse, and that's got to be what it was.
Yeah, but
so
maybe
reminding him
of his past, where he came from, and then also a little foreshadowing because he said, you know, whose kid is it? He was kind of joking with Joanne. Oh, you're pregnant. Who's the papa? And then he's like, it maybe be okay if it's a boy.
Yeah.
So.
But he takes it in stride.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering though, what do you think how do you think he would have reacted had he not had that day with the kid? Do you think he would have had the same reaction?
No.
So what do you think he would have done? Do you think he would have been just freaked out about it, or?
I think he would have been like, you have the tools to make this problem go away.
Right.
That's what I think he would have said.
Verbatim. So do you think that kid just opened him up and made him realize how much, you know what, he wants to be a dad. A papa.
He wants to be a papa.
Do you want to jump back on the gamblers, though? Because we got more with the gamblers. And we had a fun thing, back to the women thing, with Jerry introduces Naomi to the boys. The boys get to meet her. And they kind of have, after she leaves, like this moment of, like, what do we think of her?
Yeah. I love that moment. Which is
pretty fun.
I mean, that always happens. And
Renzo's always the most oblivious dude ever.
And he's like, she was nice. She was nice.
She seemed nice.
She seemed really nice. And then Lonnie's like, she didn't say where she was from.
That's the most random criticism to have. Is she didn't say where she was from.
I feel like they don't have experience with women.
No, well, actually, the funny thing is Lonnie, the one who says that, I guess has the most experience with women doing that scheme and then getting beat by dildos.
Right.
So
I forgot about his little insurance
So
fraud.
I guess he's the one who has
Renzo?
the most.
I feel like Renzo probably doesn't, and Marcus doesn't, except for his wheelchair girlfriend, which hopefully comes back. Oh, and we find out that Foyer Stables means Four Amigos.
Yeah, so we found out what it means, Four Amigos.
And they get really upset when Lonnie says that he's going to put a claim on a new horse, and he doesn't know that he wants it to be part of Four Amigos.
Well, it seems like at first they're just upset in general, and Lonnie's covering his ass. He's like, well, maybe it's not going to be part of Four Amigos. I think he's kind of covering his ass. And then when they find out that's when they're really even more upset. And they're like,
yeah,
but why not? We're Four Amigos. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Four Staples means Four Amigos.
I know, they got really upset. But then, you know, when Niagara Falls, started running and it was winning and it was surpassing all the other horses, they were like, you know what? She's beautiful. I hope you win her.
Yeah.
So then they started, and I was like, the horse has got to break. Something's got to go wrong.
Yeah. Kristen predicted that too, by the way, while we were watching. She turns and goes, I think this is not going to go well. But
it can't go wrong. If you want good TV, you can't be all smiles. There's got to be drama. There's got to be...
I want all smiles.
Then turn on Cartoon Network.
I watch Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that's the only
Thank you very much.
We have to make him watch HBO here.
No, I don't want to. I want sunshine and rainbows and happiness.
It can't be. That's not what's entertaining, so... But this is entertaining.
This is entertaining me. That's why I just dance all day.
Oh, and I painted my nails coral.
Oh, which means?
Which means it's heating up over here.
Oh, okay. It's for the heat.
Thank you for that. I needed that.
We need that interlude. We're losing stamina. We're losing momentum. That's what that's for.
Go look
wiggle,
at
wiggle,
that
wiggle,
body.
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I just love that part. Ronnie won't play it for us,
Ronnie
though.
won't play that part. Please, Ronnie, by the end of the show, find that part. Where were we?
I don't know.
I feel like
we're talking about the horse.
I feel like you guys got to earn it. So keep giving me luck information and tell me what's going on with Dustin Hoffman's character.
When did we not tell you? Oh, Dustin Hoffman is coming. We got big stuff with Dustin Hoffman. We're saving for last.
So if you guys keep doing that, then maybe we'll do the wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Okay.
But the fans only want to see you wiggle if you can bring the heat. Okay.
I got a special wiggle.
All right. Oh, okay.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay
Watch
tuned.
on YouTube to find out.
You better switch over to YouTube right now.
So,
get lucky, guys. Get lucky.
Niagara Falls, but I think the actual horse's name wasn't Niagara Falls. They make a point of this. It's Niagara's Fall. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why it wouldn't be Niagara's Fall. It's Niagara's Fall.
Either way, I'm not going to bet on that horse. And Lonnie's like, I should have known because of the Three Stooges act.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls.
Do not bet on that horse.
And I turned and slowly turn and slowly I turn. I haven't seen that. I don't know what that's about.
What I kind of took it as is maybe you would say Niagara's Fall. The horse is going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I would have had qualms with the name. Oh, it's going to fall.
But he's like, it can't relate to the dumb idiots of the Three Stooges, so that's why I shouldn't have bet on this horse.
So what happens with a horse, though, is the horse becomes a brood horse.
Yes.
Where it doesn't have to get put down, which is good, but you can still use it, and I'm sure they'll still make money off of it, too, because it's a racing horse. Now they can breed new horses off of it.
And it seemed like a pretty good racing horse for its brief little time
for its
on the track.
brief stint before it hurt itself.
So now it's retiring, and I'm wondering if that little pamphlet is from Claire's ranch. Is it going to come full circle?
It looks like such a nice field. It's such a nice field, and it looks so happy. Look how happy it's going to be.
That was amazing.
Some Lenzo action there. Renzo's
He's
such a nice guy.
Oh my gosh, he
He's
makes
so
everything
nice.
sound better than it is, and so fantastical.
He's just so happy. Like at first, like you think they'd be upset about it, and then Renzo's just so happy. Like, oh, look at the place we're gonna get to put the horse. I'm so happy about this. So
he's like retard happy.
Yeah, he kind of is. He kind of is.
I love him though.
But
I
it's
think I
great.
love him.
Wow.
Renzo, if you're out there.
Now you know.
AfterBuzz.
The way to Kristen's heart is to be retard happy.
Retard happy.
To get to her
and
heart.
you need that little like Charlie Chaplin mustache.
And to have be a scarred character. That's the other way. Those two things are the ways to
You
your
have
heart.
to have Charlie Chaplin mustaches. You have to be retard happy.
Viewers,
in your mind.
I am taking tabs for you, how to win Kristen's heart. So that is how. And by being sexy annoying. So
I'm not ready to stop
So now
dancing.
that we talked about Chester,
It's getting better.
why don't we
getting
bust
warmer.
into
I'm just gonna keep
what's
dancing.
going on with Chester this episode? Chester and dancing. You're distracting me. You're distracting me.
Should I show you my wiggle? I'm just kidding.
No, we have to hold off until the wiggle.
I need to practice.
So we get Chester.
Again, you have to earn it. So you keep giving me good luck
Ronnie
content.
Jr. is like, let me pull this up.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be earning the jiggle?
You got it. It's a wiggle, not a jiggle. Okay, back to luck. Go.
Now I'm really distracted. Okay, let's get to Chester, though. So Chester and we got Chester and Gus
really
talking.
Hot. Like these lights are
Let
really
me just
hot.
take off my shirt.
Do it. You have another one on.
I have
When the
3
song comes
on.
back, when the song comes back on,
I might have to.
one of them's coming off.
Only if he plays the wiggle part. Okay, so Chester, I really want to get on this. Stop distracting me. You guys are terrible. Chester and Gus have a
Yes.
discussion where finally Nathan is going once again to be the man, their go-between, and he goes to talk to Mike about what's going on, and Mike suspects something.
Yep.
Mike is very suspicious.
Yep.
What is going on, Kristen? What is going on?
Well, you know, Mike knows that you go to jail for 3 years, you're not going to be okay with it. He's like waiting for something to explode. And so he knows that he doesn't trust Nathan. He's like, you know what? I don't think Gus is feeding me. I don't think you're feeding me the right information. I think that Ace knew that, you know, this is going to be, I would actually want you to be the go-between, the mole. I think he's actually smart about this. And you know what? Nathan's like not really giving him any information.
But what do you think about Nathan's way of like responding too? 'Cause
Oh, wow. So inappropriate. He was like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't think you're appreciating how Ace is
feel
been
like-
so truthful to you.
I feel like
and honest.
he messed up in acting
Yeah.
too confident
Yes.
and too cocky.
Yeah.
He should have played dumb. That's what.
Yeah.
Like, he should have played
He's actually
dumb.
saying too much.
Right.
Shut your mouth and don't say more than asking questions to questions. And don't say that you're asking questions to questions.
Right. He's acting too smart. You are too smart for a go-between.
No, you're just saying too much.
And
You're
as a-
being stupid. You're
and
being
then he-
retard happy.
And then he gets a whack.
With the ashtray.
And Mike attacks him.
So the other guys are like, what are you doing? But he's like, no, I know that this is a play. I now know that Ace is playing me because of the syntax that Nathan has used has come right from Ace's mouth. So clearly, whenever Nathan says he admits to answering questions with questions, that's the end of the line. Mike must have a past with Ace, knowing that he answers questions
that was
to questions.
crazy. Mike just whips him in the face with an ashtray.
Because at that point, Mike was like, I'm getting screwed over and Ace is winning.
So, Mike is an old dude. How I feel like Nathan's a young, spry man. Like, can
Not
he
with an ashtray.
Can he not do something?
I mean, he really didn't have time. That came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he just
Karate
picked
upper
it
hand
up.
block. That's what you do.
Not everyone knows karate.
I'm sorry, man.
And-
Nathan Israel needs to learn. He
I
needs
mean,
to know.
I would have taken some kind of defense classes, or hello, Nathan, like bring a gun or something. I haven't seen him getting patted down yet, and he really should have had a weapon. I would have not taken this job. I mean, any job where you're offered $2 million for 1 year, you're gonna die. You are going to die. Do not take that job.
Are you saying being the owner of Facebook, you're going to die? Because you make a lot more than $2 million.
I bet you get a lot of threats if you're the owner of Facebook. All I'm saying is, I don't want to make $2 million a year. I do not want to make $2 million a year. No.
Never,
No.
never, ever?
No.
Never, ever?
If you ever make $2,000 a year, the chances of you dying, I think, are significantly higher than if you're not making $2
Tell
million
that
a
to
year.
every actor in the show,
I know.
okay?
That's why they can't go out in public. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it really increases your chances. And especially if you're not an actor, if you're not somebody who deserves $2 million.
No, if you're definitely...
That's when you're going
If
to
you're
die.
not somebody who deserves $2 million, you should not be making
I
$2
don't
million.
know that anyone deserves $2 million that is making $2 million.
I guess if you're the best at what you do, you're the best at what you do, and
No. I
the
think there
best.
should be a money cap, but anyway.
okay. But anyways, Anyways,
Money, money,
money, wiggle, wiggle. So Nathan doesn't return home, and Chester and Gus kind of comment on that, and Chester's not worried about it. He's just like, he figures he's getting laid or something like that. He's like, hey, he's probably having a good night.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
I
he's
think
having
man
a very
is
bad night.
overboard. I think man is overboard,
No.
and that ship's floor is clearly drenched with blood. I don't see Nathan getting up from that because, well, I'll save that part for previous.
Well,
but,
so Leon got up when he hurt his head.
I know, and I didn't think he was going to, but
A lot of head injuries in this show, apparently.
I mean, do you really think Mike's going to take Nathan Israel to the doctor? No.
No. But the thing is, like, that's such a strong move to make, though. You're going to kill somebody, especially with Nathan, he's just a go-between. I mean, come on, Mike. I mean, at least just don't deal with him anymore.
Well, that's how
You don't have
Mike's...
to whip him in the freaking face.
Yeah, but Mike clearly has an anger problem, and he wants to prove a point to Ace. And this is his message,
point.
which will be received.
So, meanwhile, though, Chester is making his plays on his end where he has the whole Indian casino.
Indian mafia coming out.
And we've got the paparazzi come and take pictures. Not paparazzi, but the the spies. Whoever the guy is.
Spy is for Mike.
The spy is taking pictures for Mike of him making the deal, and Chester and Gus talk about it afterwards, and it's just a play. They're doing it on a play, and they're like, yeah, we gave them everything except photographer.
Yeah, he's like, we did everything but take the picture. So they set the whole thing up. They told the Indians that Ace couldn't come in because he had been traveling all day and just wanted to, say hi. Or whatever, so he got them outside.
So it's like, what's going on? What is going to happen here? Because Mike's suspicious, but at the same time, Chester's still making all the moves to make it look like he's being honest. But did everything get messed up now? I mean, what's going on with that? Are things now just permanently screwed because of the way Nathan Israel handled things?
No way. I think Nathan was always a disposable resource. I don't think Ace ever saw him being there for the long run. I mean... Really? You think he was going to give up $1 million to somebody? Maybe if he completed the job, but I didn't think he ever had faith in Nathan Israel. Gus kind of did, but Ace did not. And
Ace just knows.
He saw him as disposable from the beginning, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think you're right, because Ace he seems to just know. He has his handle on things. He knows what's going on. So we're going to also have to see what he decides with Claire, though, because Claire's kind of turning him around. And is he going to keep doing this or not? But we'll save what we think about that for predictions. I want to go back real quickly to Walter, because something we didn't discuss that was kind of important was the whole issue with Bowman, who is the guy who came at the end of last episode, who is trying to buy or claiming that the horse Gettin Up Morning is his horse.
Right.
So Walter goes to figure it out. He's like, what's going on? He has some sort of lawyer to figure out what is going on with this. And I don't know. I mean, do you think that this is going to keep on playing out? Because it was kind of brief in this episode. They don't talk about it much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure why they added this point because they don't spend much time on it. I'm confused about it. It's not real clear other than the fact that Walter seems that now that he has to fight for this horse that may or may not belong to him. But he's an honest man as we see him trying to pay this lawyer for his services right from the get-go before the lawyer does anything. So... I think there's going to be a lot of issues with that horse. It's supposed to be a peach and a wonderful horse, but who knows if we'll ever really get to see it be successful because the jockey doesn't have a rider right now. The rider that Walter picked to ride on it is snorting drugs of some kind. Walter doesn't even own the horse, so it's like that whole storyline is fumbled.
Sorry, I'm doing the Ronnie thing right now.
I can tell. You're really freaking me out over here. I'm getting scared. Anyway, I think we should shoot over to predictions.
Let's shoot over. Actually, I have a news alert before we do that, but let's go to commercial and I'll give the news alert.
Okay.
Wait, what are you guys doing? There's like 3 different things you guys are going to try to do.
To commercial.
Tell me what's going on.
Commercial, then news.
Okay, let's do it.
And then jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Hi, I was once like you. A lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then, I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
I'll tell you what I want to buzz about. Some news. Some news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, it was announced this week from a theater forum that... a actress whose name, I'm sorry, I don't remember, but an actress has been announced to play what looks like the wife of Nathan Israel. So, looks like a little wifey action might be coming into play here for Nathan Israel.
So, if he's dead, maybe a little severance pay coming her way. Somebody might have to pay up after all.
Right, because you can't just kill somebody and have nothing happen.
You can't just do that.
At least not in a show like this. You've got to assume something's going to come of that. When you whip somebody in the head with an ashtray.
I don't know.
So that's what we've got. That's all that's going on so far.
Also, I wanted to mention, we read a couple weeks ago that there was actually a horse that died on set, remember?
Yes.
And then they had to stop production for a little while until, like, they brought in some new rules and regulations.
But apparently they were up to standard already on their rules, but after that happened, they even upped the rules even more.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, horse racing in general is such a hard sport, and it's so hard on the horses. And I think this show can kind of bring that to reality to people. Yes, the horses die often, even in production when they are racing on camera.
I mean, we've already seen multiple horses get injured, and every time there's a race, you and I are like, is a horse going to get injured in this race? Every single time.
But I think that this show helps bring that to reality that, you know, it's a very dangerous sport, and it's very hard on the horses.
Truth.
Be told.
Truth be told
Everybody
over here.
be learning on this show.
So, shall we get to some predictions now?
Yeah, let's switch the music up.
And now, your
spooky.
AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Predictions.
Spooky things happening over here.
Ooh, I like it. I'm so scared.
All right, so let's jump on what's going to happen. We saw in the coming attractions had a lot more playback of what happened in the past episodes, but we see Dr. Joanna get injured somehow.
I think that baby is not going to make it through that fall.
Now, I think Turo is not going to take it well either. I think, or is he the one who smacks her?
I actually think that it was a horse that kicked her and she hit the ground really hard.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to lose the baby.
I think if
it.
Turo loses the baby, Turo's actually going to be really upset. I think Turo's going to be looking forward to that kid.
I know. So do you think they'll try again and be serious about it this time? And maybe a little marriage happening? Maybe the finale will be like a comedy and it'll actually be a wedding.
That would be awesome. The finale is just a whole big wedding between
That would be
Turo, and that's all.
amazing.
There's no horse racing at all. It's just a wedding.
Maybe like Renzo will get married, and maybe Marcus will catch the garter and ask the other retard in the wheelchair. Oh.
Wow. No, I mean,
she kind of seems like slow.
Look, she is
the other slow girl to
she
marry
is
her.
slow. It's
I just
okay.
see lots of marriages and weddings and goodness.
Wow, now you're like roses over there, roses and sunshine.
That's because finally I got a dark episode, and next week's gonna be dark too. I mean, we see Mike's getting like kicked out of the show. Ace is like, I want nothing to do with you, which I think is also part of an act because he wants everything to do with Mike. But I think that he knew that he would hurt Nathan. So even, I think that Mike probably did kill Nathan, but just because we had seen before a couple previews ago.
Someone getting thrown overboard.
Yes, that's why I think that he killed Nathan.
Like it's going to show how they dispose of the body.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably in the beginning of next episode. But if he didn't kill Nathan, he still hurt him bad enough for Ace to be like, I want you out of it. Which is also a great part of the plan because then Mike's going to be like, wait a minute, like I want in this plan. So it's going to make him want back into something that he thought he was getting the bad end of.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think things are going to pick up with the tension between the two of them, with Mike and Chester. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot more of those back deals, and I think we're going to find out what's going on, what exactly the thing is with that Indian casino, those pictures, and what Mike thinks of it. And we're going to find out, what does Mike think about those pictures, and does he believe it or not? That's the question.
I think he believes it.
But I think he's going to believe it too because the pictures are still going down, and Chester's still acting like it's going down as much as he doesn't believe Nathan. Chester still is acting like this stuff is real.
Is Rosie packing up, hitting town? She doesn't really have a reason to stay.
You know what? I don't think she's going to yet. I think she's going to be considering it.
She has to be part of the wedding finale first.
I know.
She has to marry Leon.
She's got to be part of the wedding finale with Leon.
I don't know. I think she might pack and run away and disappear.
Come back at some point.
Come back for the wedding finale.
Of course. She's got to come back for the wedding finale.
I mean, we only got 2 episodes left.
You know what, though? I think you're right now that I think about it. I think she's going to leave, but come back for the wedding finale. But also, for the sake of, I think Ronnie's going to screw up big time. Big time going to mess up. Some other horse is going to be injured, and Walter's going to come crawling back.
I always don't like that you guys say Ronnie's going to screw up big time. I'm always thinking it's me.
You're always screwing up,
I don't
in the
like
booth.
this Ronnie
Screw it by
character.
it's by
Ronnie
not
in the
playing the
booth.
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle part,
Yeah,
okay?
maybe if you played that song.
Maybe then we would like...
Well, here's what I think.
Screw
I think the people on iTunes need to comment and rate you guys, and if they rate you well enough and they think your Luck after show was good enough, then I'll do it next week, okay? Is that good?
Okay.
Does that work?
Something to look forward to for everyone, I guess.
So with the gamblers, though, I think Naomi is going to keep on coming into play here. I think she's going to become a bigger part of their lives.
Of Jerry's life, for sure.
Of Jerry's life, because now she's officially part of the Night Watch.
Yes.
I'm going to always use that term from now on.
I hope people saw a couple episodes ago.
For those who don't know, though, Dr. Joanna came in and made a joke for Turo that she was part of the Night Watch.
And that's why she was lurking outside his home waiting for him to get
And
home.
ever since then, every single relationship I've said that the girls are part of the Night Watch, and I'm continuing that streak. I think Naomi is now part of the Night Watch, and she's learning how to drive, which is important.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think she's gonna keep on becoming a bigger role. She's gonna get a bigger role in there.
I see her taking some of Jerry's money and spending it a different way. I don't know. I don't see good intentions in that relationship. I think maybe, yeah, she likes Jerry.
Whoa.
I'm sexy and I know it.
And maybe I predict that next week we're gonna get some wiggle, 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 wiggle
I don't
out
know,
of that
maybe
action
it'll
on
come
our
out.
own
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
That's my
maybe.
prediction for our own show.
Yeah, well, I guess that's it, guys. You can check me out. Do you have any last words, closing remarks?
My closing remarks are to check me out. Once again, that is not you. Check me out.
Check me out. Check me out.
I'm Dave.
CinematicEscape.com.
So Kristen Snyder at Cinematic Escape.
On Twitter or .com.
Or CinematicEscape.com. What? And I am Dave Klein. You can check me out at the Dave Klein or DJK-online.com. All throughout the website too.
I'm gonna check that
That's
out
right.
too.
You should check it out. It's
You
pretty
guys did a
awesome.
wonderful job. I really like the Luck After Show. That would be my comment on iTunes. In fact, I'm going to go to iTunes and I'm going to rate you guys. If it's 1 through 5, I'm rating you an 11. If it's
Yes.
1 through 15, I'm rating you a
Please
16.
comment.
We're number 9 this week
Number
in
9
top
this week.
10 downloads.
Okay, good.
Number 9, baby.
You guys deserve it. You work hard.
Thanks, Ronnie in the
Thank
booth. And thank
Ronnie
you
in the booth.
guys. Have a great week.
Is that it? We out of here?
We out of here.
Let's all go get
We're
lucky.
outta here.
Let's
Later.
go get lucky, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.